What's going on, Duelists? It's your boy, the Almighty, and I've got some good content for you here today. Especially if you like Heroes, because I'm playing up against my boy Gaff here, and surprise, surprise, Humble plays Heroes. Now, he doesn't know that I'm playing NEOS here. He just thinks that I'm playing Heroes because I'm like, oh yeah, you know, I used to be a hero player too. Just getting a little friendly banter and that going on, but he's in for a bit of a surprise, I suppose. But fun fact, apparently, he also played NEOS a bit earlier, but like everyone else, you realize like the deck it's missing things. And that unfortunately makes it not unplayable, but like definitely not very competitive. But it is what it is. Anyway, I lose the die roll and homeboy opens up, a hero lives. At this point, I see the card, I'm like, you know what? I'm probably gonna lose. But we'll see how it goes, because hashtag never give up, right? So anyway, I've played Heroes before, like Omni Heroes, so I kind of know the basic lines, right? If he knows what I'm playing, he should know exactly what to go for. Because like, yeah, you can go for Stratos and go for that whole long ass line, but honestly, Shadow Mist Dark Law is pretty good, right? Because if you're playing Heroes, you need your graveyard. Now you can out Dark Law, it's not the hardest thing in the world, right? Like Plasma exists or whatever. But homeboy here, if I remember correctly, he's gonna go Stratos, Search. Yeah, see there, you see the Stratos, he's gonna Search. It's like, yep, cool. We've seen this already. We've played it many times. But this is for like anyone here who's kind of new. Like the hero lines are relatively consistent. You open Hero Lives, that's probably like, bro, listen, you can pay shamelessly 7,999 life points on the condition that it wins you the game. So paying half to be able to go off, worth it. So yeah, Stratos for Ferris. Ferris is one of the greatest extenders we have, right? Discard, bang bang, Vision Hero package, whatever. Although this was a bit, interesting because like he decided to pitch the Dark Angel. Obviously that's not the best card to discard. You want to get rid of something like, a Shadow Mist or a Malicious or even a Denier. Like you want something that you can actually use. And if you're only playing the one copy of Dark Angel, like cool, you did that to yourself. But yeah, in this case, the Ferris sets the increase tributes Ferris, Vion for the dump, and then Vion banished to get your poly. It's like Vion is probably the best normal summon in the deck. Probably in the entire game. Quote me on that. I will defend this because I'm right and I know it. But yeah, Vion is pretty good. Now, what I used to play in my NEOS deck was I used to play Blazeman, because like sometimes it's not bad, right? Like I've run into a lot of situations where I just get shifted and you can't play under shifter. So at the very least, having Blazeman gives you poly, and that's something. It lets you put something on the board, and most of the time something is better than nothing. Now we've got the malicious banish for malicious, like it's standard stuff, right? Standard stuff. Yeah, okay, homeboy is hesitating there a little bit, but we assume it's going to be standard, right? So either the Link 2 for the Cross Crusader, or if he's deciding to do it a little differently, he can go for like... No, in this case he did go for the Cross Crusader, but like you can go for Wonder Driver, just so you can recycle the poly, and then go for Cross Crusader after the fact. But yeah, in this case, like I was just thinking like why not link off the malicious, but because he sent the Dark Angel off of the Ferris, like it didn't really matter, right? Like it still ends up going the same way. It just ends up with him having Mali on board, so like it works out better for him, right? So off of that you search the Denier, and then poly for DPE, run the little Denier loop. Standard hero stuff. Once again, I refer you to D-Time, Destiny Hero Mike. The guys explained it all. It's very simple. Even a brain dead monkey could follow it, which means the vast majority of humanity. So anyway, yeah, there you go. It's DPE. He's gonna link again, it looks like. for Dread Decimator, it looks like. Really? Huh. Okay, setting 2 cards and passing the turn. Cool. Now this was a tournament that I wouldn't really call it a local card shop because I did have to kind of commute a decent bit to get there, but it was a box tourney and I had no idea. Like, I just showed up and they're like, hey, you know, we were waiting for you to come join the tourney, and I'm like, cool, okay, say less. I mean, if I knew it was such a kind of a bigger event, then I probably would have played something a bit more serious. But yeah, right here you can see I decided to use, you know, the E-Call to get the Blazeman. So normal to Blazeman, effect to seek poly, right? Now the reason I did that was because if I did decide to go for like the Vion for the dump and he decides to chain DPE, I don't get poly into my hand, right? And that's obviously very annoying. So we do this. But it's irrelevant because brother had droplet. You know, like sometimes it is what it is. There's nothing you can do about it. But yeah, he sends the Dread Decimator off the droplet, negating the Blazeman, which, you know, sometimes that's what happens, man. Sometimes that's just what happens. Now, this deck, I haven't really figured out how to play through hand traps yet. Because, like, they're you know, sometimes you just have to hit, like, the divisor, bang, game over. And what are you supposed to be able to do after that, you know? Now, in this case, fortunately, I managed to continue the play a little. So, you get out the Flame Wingman off of the instant contact, link the 2 off for the divisor, and then you manage to add some materials to hand. Anyway, subscribe! The reason that you play the divisor is so that you can get those combo pieces, right? Cosmo NEOS. But after running like the Miracle Contacts, which in terms of my upload schedule, this duel happened before the one that I should have just uploaded the other day, the NEOS versus Black Wings. This duel happened before that one, which means I don't have the covert contacts in or anything like that, or the engaged NEO spaces, because right now this deck is lean, right? It's like 40 cards. The deck that I just uploaded, or the content where I was playing with that deck, it's a bit higher. It's almost like 50 cards. Looks like that's got the Secret Village package, and it's just got like a bunch of different stuff in there. And I'm not too sure what's the most important, but it is what it is. Now in this scenario, homeboy was joking like, oh, I definitely don't want you to have, you know, favorite contact off. So, you know, he's just gonna trigger DP to like blind shoot one of the backer, right? And it's like, cool. I opened 2 favorite contact in hand, so that's nice. But yeah, sadly it doesn't really matter too much here, because I think I still don't even have like NEOS in hand or anything, right? Unless I actually open the NEOS, I really should maybe like take a note of what my opening hand was. It's a personal note, remember to do that next time. Anyway, yeah, you know, he's got the DPE back. Honestly, there's nothing for him to be worried about. The attack reduction that DP is doing to the divisor at this point, he can just punch over it, even though he paid half his life. Like, it's largely irrelevant. We weren't just, you know, given the cards. Oh man, do I have to shuffle my entire hand back? Nah, I probably have. Wow, okay, so I do have NEOS, so I choose to go for the Shining play. Maybe I jumped the gun on that. But yeah, so I get to pop 2 cards. Yeah, so he chains DPE to the summon. I think that's because, okay, so he might have activated the DPE, and in response, I chained the favorite contact, because if he blows up my favorite contact, there's really nothing else that I can do, you know. And that was kind of the loss, right? If you know, If maybe I waited just to see, that might have been better for me. But I didn't. And, well, here we are. Because if I did wait, right, and then like homeboy makes his plays, it would have been a better interruption. But it is what it is. So I think he's still deciding on what to rota. But you know, basic rule of thumb is like you rota to search like Stratos or something, or Vion. Fortunately, in this deck, if you know, you open rota, it's very nice, because that's the only way you can get to Crosskeeper, which should have been an elemental hero card. Somebody write a strongly worded letter to Konami, like telling them to get their stuff together. But yeah, you know, you rota for Stratos, normal Stratos, Stratos effect to search. Right, standard stuff. But yeah, man. Sometimes it be what it is. Yeah, you know, like there really isn't much to say about it. Like Stratos effect to search, and he's searched Plasma. Homeboy uses Denier's ability once per duel, specials itself, stacks Mally on top, banish Mally, summon Mally, and now he has everything he needs for Plasma hitboard. And with Plasma on board, he can steal my Wingman, boost up Plasma's attack, and just keep punching me in the face. And I mean, that's the game, man. That's the game. And obviously I'm devastated, right? Like I'm losing here. But I'm losing to heroes. So technically, it's like I was beating myself. You know, it's like if you punch yourself in the face and it hurts, does that mean you are strong? Or does that mean you are weak? It's questions like this that keep us up at night. You know, the wonderings of the inner machinations of the world. What does it mean? Is cereal soup? Is a hot dog a sandwich? Why did your dad leave for cigarettes and not come back? I don't know. But we're supposed to ask these questions, you know? Now in this case, I top decked called by. So homeboy like tries to bring the DP out, right? Now what I'm wondering is like, can I use the called by in the draw step? It's like I draw the called by before we get to standby. Can I? Right? And the answer is yes. Yes, you can. So like here we're just like asking the judge if whether or not such a thing is possible. Turns out it is, so I will. I'm gonna call by the DPE, and then obviously DPE still gets its effect, right? It was activated way back when, but I think this might have been a mistake, like looking back at this, because he would have had to do his. Okay, so obviously, you know, I got distracted a bit there. But DP's ability to bring back the D hero still goes off because it activated and resolved previously, right? Like when it was destroyed. So this special summoning would have happened in the standby phase of my turn. So like the way the board is now, it's a little incorrect, but it's technically, you know, like not that big of an issue. But yeah, you know, it's still wrong. And I should have been more aware of that, but like you see here, like I'm scooping, because it's like I'm gonna get hit with the plasma, and the denier I think is gonna be enough to kill me. So even though he's gonna draw the Mally, it doesn't bode too well for me. Now with that out of the way, we're now going to be moving on into game 2. But before we do that, remember, like, comment, subscribe. And equally importantly, drink water. Stay hydrated. Get your vegetables in. You know, the basics of life. Anyway, here we go into game 2. Obviously, I took the L. So I'm going to try to take the first. You know? Because this deck has one function. Turn skip your opponent and win the game. And well, needless to say, it failed miserably at that. But you know, you live and you learn, I guess. Anyhow, it's roted a search. Now, on any normal situation, you always search Crosskeeper off of Rota, right? Because it's a free body. But because my hand was not ideal, I searched out Vion, normal sum of the Vion, dumped the Shadow Mist effect to search. Probably gonna add Liquid to hand. Then banish the Shadow Mist to add Poly, right? This is like Hero 101. Poly for your Sunrise, Chainlink 1 the Liquid, Chainlink 2 the Sunrise, right? Once again, standard hero stuff. But the only reason you have to do it this way is because your hand was not good. Because this is NEOS, right? Like, this isn't Heroes. You're not ending with Dark Angel, DPE, and Dark Law. Like, that's not what we're getting here. This deck plays with Neospatians, man. Those little teddy bears, not really the best. Although, like, okay, fine, Aqua Dolphin is kind of good because you can hand rip, right? And you can take a hand trap from your opponent. That's okay, that's not bad. But, like, you can have better stuff. Anyway, I pitched the NEOS Fusion. And just play the other NEOS Fusion. Man, yeah. I definitely need to figure out... Actually, honestly, to be fair, maybe there is nothing left to figure out. It literally just comes down to... You gotta wait for the better cards to come. Because if not, then there's nothing you can do. Like, I'm starting to feel like that might just be the case. Like, yeah, I have fun playing with the deck, but I mean... you know? Anyway, it looks like I've sent... What, NEOS and... Aqua Dolphin? For Brave NEOS, so it's possible that I've got the right materials in hand. But I personally wouldn't bet on it, and I do have a gambling addiction, so take that for what you will. Oh wow, yeah, see, look, there you go. I'm probably just banking on surviving a turn. That way, you know, you can get Devicer out, and you can make things work. But you'll see here, Gaff just opens the gas. He goes 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds, and unfortunately, I get run right over. Because once again, you open Hero Lives, and that's like, especially if you're playing like Heroes, that's the best card to see in your hand, right? It is what it is. I'm just gonna make the assumption that brother's going for Stratos again, and like I said, bro, like, if you play Heroes, shamelessly sacrifice all your life points, because that's what it takes to win. But, you know, he's got the Stratos, I hit with the EV, he should have Mask Change in hand. And, you know, that's how the deck works, right? Oh, does he not? Oh, very nice. Because, like, for me, it's a very common, like, someone casts Imperm, and I'm like, oh, that's cute. Mask Change targeting Stratos? Thanks, bud, I still get my search now. But yeah, he opened the Super Poly, so, like, rip. Nothing else to say about this. Rip. I don't play Super Poly in NEOS. I play it in Heroes. But Super Poly is a very good card. Especially now that you have Garura. You know, it technically speaking swings for about 3k damage. And it gives you a draw when it leaves the field. Like, it's a very good card. But yes, I lose specifically because of Garura's ability to double the damage that it deals. Because when Sunrise hits the board, and that attack buff comes, like, it's now no longer just plus 400, it's plus 800. And, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, so Mally for Mally. And then, what are we looking at here? Is he gonna go for, like, you know, the basics. Like, you go for the Crosskeeper, bring out the Malicious, tribute the Malicious. Honestly, like, if he I don't know if Homeboy plays Malicious Bane or not, but definitely it would have been nice if he dropped Malicious Bane. Because I think Malicious Bane is just a cool card. I don't know why I haven't mentioned this channel. Jayden BR. Definitely check this guy's content out. I unironically have the bell notification on, which is something you guys should do for my channel as well. Just throwing that out there. I unironically have the bell notification on just because like every time this guy's videos show up, it's just so much fun. Like the editing is on point, the videos are beautiful. Just, you can't not have fun with it. And here's where I messed up. Turns out I had 2 effect veilers in hand. I only played 2 in the deck, so that should tell you about what I opened. I should have allowed the Crosskeeper to get the search because it's Garura that's doing the most damage, right? Like I should have EV'd the Garura. That would have been like, oh cool, now I'm only taking 1500 points of damage instead of, you know, like well over 3k. But yeah, because the search off the Crosskeeper is obviously going to just let him go off, right? Like if I remember correctly, did he get Poly to hand somehow? No. Okay, so he's gonna Miracle Fusion. What did he send? Malicious and Stratos. So yeah, he's going for the Sunrise, and like that's enough to kill me, right? If I didn't let him do that, and he got the cross to get the search off, that would have probably gotten him something else. But I may have survived. The thing is, like, Heroes very, very capable of like OTK potential, right? So over here, I'm just trying to put the numbers together, right? Because Sunrise is giving plus 200 for each different attribute. He's got 2 attributes on the field, right? Light and dark. So that's plus 400 to the Garura. Garura swings for double the damage, so that's like plus 800. So that's almost 4k damage. It's like 3900 damage off the Garura alone, right? And then everything else, the Sunrise is also technically another 3k. It's like 29. And then with the Crosskeeper, that's almost another 3k, I think. But yeah, so at this point, that's game. So I concede. And, you know, like I said, obviously losing is not cool. But I lost the Heroes. So technically, I beat myself. And obviously that's the only way it works, because the only person who can beat me is me. Anyway, with that arrogance out of the way, hope you all enjoyed the video. And I'll see you in the next one.